Welcome to your monthly Essential Spirit Scopes.
Hey, welcome. This is Nan and I's unique take on horoscopes, where we combine intuitive insights, spiritual messages to guide you through the month ahead. Babies!
We're your hosts. I'm Nancy Christine Brady.
And I'm Tara Diana.
Each month, we tune into the collective energy and share messages from Spirit tailored to support your journey.
We call it Spirit Scopes because it's a blend of guidance and insight for your personal life, your career, and your spiritual growth.
So grab your favorite drink and settle into a cozy spot,
because we're diving into the energy shaping this month and exploring the wisdom that Spirit has to share.
Hey everyone. I wanted to come and talk to you today about April Spirit Scope. So April is carrying a very specific kind of energy, and it's not about pushing forward. It's about refining how you move. Across all the signs, there's a shift happening right now, from urgency into intention, from reaction into alignment. So if you've been feeling like things are slowing down or stalling or asking more of you than usual, you're really not off track. You're being asked to move differently in April. So in today's Spirit Scopes, we're going to walk through each sign, excuse me, and look at what's actually unfolding beneath the surface and how you can work with it in a way that feels steady, clear, and grounded. So let's start with Aries. Okay, so Aries, you got Ram. And basically, this is all about reclaiming your pace. So April is asking you to step out of urgency and back to intention. So there's a strong push forward, moving energy around you right now that you might feel like things should be happening faster, or decisions should be clearer, or momentum should already be building. But what's actually being asked of you is something really different. You're being asked to slow down, just enough to feel where your energy is truly aligned and where it's been reacting instead of choosing. So that's a big one. That's really important to pay attention to, because Aries energy naturally initiates. So you're a starter, a mover, someone who creates momentum. But this month, Spirit's showing you that not all movement is aligned movement. So some of what you've been pushing towards may not actually be yours to carry forward. Okay. So I want you to keep an eye out and notice, do you have feelings of impatience with timing? Are you wanting quick answers or immediate results? Frustrated when things don't move as fast as you'd like, or even a strong urge to just decide and go. And this is going to be your sign just to stop, pause, recalibrate. Okay. So before you act, say, am I moving from clarity to discomfort? And if it's discomfort, slow down. If it's clarity, the path is going to feel steady and not rushed. And that's really important. So Ram isn't just charging forward, it's positioning itself first. So think about that. It understands its terrain, it senses timing, it doesn't waste energy pushing against what isn't ready. And this is your reminder. You don't need to force movement to prove progress. Okay. So I want you to take one extra breath before making decisions, revisit something you've already started instead of beginning something new. Let the timing reveal itself instead of controlling it, and focus on your direction over speed. Okay. So an affirmation you could use for that would be, I move forward with clarity, not pressure. So Aries, this is a month of refining your fire, not dimming it, but redirecting it. Okay. You're not losing momentum. You're learning how to use it wisely. So I'm going to leave that with you. Now, Taurus, it's your turn. Okay. So you got Bison. And this is really going to be about, for you, stabilizing what matters. Okay. April brings you back to what is real and sustainable. So there's a quiet sorting sort of happening right now. Not everything that you've been holding on to needs to move forward with you. And Taurus, this can feel uncomfortable. As a fellow Taurus, we really value consistency and loyalty and long-term investment. We really like to know what's coming, but Spirit's gently saying to us this month, what is truly supporting us? And what are you maintaining out of habit? So I want you to pay attention to, are you feeling resistant to certain changes? Are you holding on to something because that you invested time into it? Are you avoiding a decision because it feels disruptive? That's huge for us. Physical tension in your body when something feels off, because your body is going to tell you before your mind does. It always does. And this month, really, to simplify, is what we want to focus on, not to accumulate. So if something feels heavy, it's not meant to be carried forward in the same way. So Bison is really reminding us to ground our strength and focus on sustainable movement, because the bison doesn't rush. It doesn't scatter its energy. It moves with purpose and it only carries what it needs. So clear one area of your life that feels stagnant, make one decision you've been avoiding, choose quality over quantity in your commitments, and spend time in nature to recalibrate. That's really important for us, Taurus. It really helps our nervous system. And I'll give you an affirmation as well. So I honor what is stable and true and supportive in my life. So, Taurus, this is not about refining what is meant to last. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. Now, Gemini, and I forgot to mention to you guys, I am using the Spirit of the Animal Oracles deck, which you all know is one of my favorites. So, Gemini, you got Owl. And really, Owl usually for me is wisdom. For this month, though, what I'm picking up on is it's really about the clarity through the stillness, right? So your mind may feel especially active this month, ideas, options, conversations, possibilities, but more information is not what you need. Okay. You need space to hear what's already there. I'm going to say that again. You need the space to hear what's already there. So I want you to watch out for overthinking decisions, seeking validation through conversation, starting multiple things without finishing, feeling scattered or mentally fatigued. So, instead of asking more questions, just sit with one. And that's okay. Let that answer come to you instead of chasing it. All right. Because owl can see clearly in the stillness. They don't rush towards answer. They observe, they wait, and then they move with precision. All right. So take some breaths, take some breaks from constant input, take a break from social media, from your text conversations, write down your thoughts instead of speaking them immediately. Focus on completing one thing at a time. Sit in silence for even a few minutes a day. This is going to be game changer for you. And an affirmation that you could use would be, I trust the clarity that comes when I give myself space. So, Gemini, your answers aren't outside of you. They're waiting for you to slow down enough to hear them. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to leave that with you. Next is Cancer. And you got Sea Turtle. And this is really about boundaries. I know Turtle comes in with a lot of protection energy, but this is really bringing to awareness, April, for you. Where is your energy being pulled? And where does it need to be protected? So you are naturally attuned to others, but this month, that sensitivity needs structure. Okay. I want you to watch out for feeling emotionally drained from others' interactions, taking on responsibilities for others or boundaries. Remember, we're focusing on that. So, avoiding your own needs in order to maintain harmony. That's a big one that a lot of us do. We all have difficulty in saying no. So I want to remind you, compassion doesn't require self-sacrifice. You can care deeply without carrying everything. And so Turtle is coming in, teaching us that protection, teaching that self-containment, those boundaries. Turtle always knows when to extend outward and when to return inward, right? So pause before responding emotionally. Check, is this mine to carry? And then create small moments of solitude for yourself. Honor your energy before offering it. And I'm doing a new thing with giving everyone an affirmation this time just because I'm doing this solo. So I am allowed to care for others without abandoning myself. I'm going to repeat that because it's so powerful for anyone listening. I am allowed to care for others without abandoning myself. So Cancer, your sensitivity is a strength, but only when it's supported by boundaries. So I'm going to leave that with you. Now, Leo, it's your turn. And I'm going to pull a card for you. Oh, Leo, you got lion, which I love. So I got a double energy around the authentic expression that is so strong with Leo. And April is asking you to reconnect with what feels true, not what is expected. So you might be feeling subtle pressure to perform, to show up, to maintain certain images, but that's not where your power is, Leo. I want you to watch out for seeking validation or recognition from others, and I want you to keep your eye out for overextending yourself to meet expectations. You see, we've got a theme going here. Along some of the signs. And so feeling disconnected from your own voice. I want you to remember your voice this month. I want you to not do things because you feel you should. Okay. So energetic magnetism is what I want you to focus on because your energy is magnetic when it's authentic. So not when it's performed. Okay. Lion doesn't perform for approval. It simply is. A lion's very grounded, very present, very fully expressed in its nature. So I want you to speak honestly with yourself, even in small ways. Say no to what doesn't feel aligned. Reconnect with something you genuinely enjoy and notice where you're performing versus being. All right. So your affirmation for the month is going to be, I express myself from truth, not expectation. Leo, your power isn't in being seen, it's in being real. That's a very, very strong trait of a Leo. So I'm going to leave that with you and we're going to go to Virgo. So Virgo, we got a jumper. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, you got B. And B in this deck is particularly attached to community. But the energy that I'm picking up around B for April for you is really about softening the need to have everything figured out, right? There's a quiet invitation here to let things just be good enough and to trust that progress doesn't require perfection. That's a hard one for all of us. So I want you to focus on not overanalyzing small details. I want you to really delay action until something feels right, because that's going to be very strong reinforcement for you this month. Not being overly critical of yourself. Don't feel stuck in planning instead of doing. Get out there and do it. Because perfection is not what moves things forward. Action is. We always let, unfortunately, the need for perfection get in the way of that action. And B is really focusing on the contribution, not the perfection. So it's moving steadily, it's creating something meaningful through consistent action, just like a bumblebee does. So I want you to focus on completing something without over editing it or set a time limit on decisions. Don't do that. Focus on progress, not precision. So acknowledge what is working. And your affirmation for the month can be I allow progress to unfold without needing perfection. Virgo, your strength is in your consistency, not perfection. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you for the month of April. Now, Libra, it's your turn. Okay. And you got Swan. Oh, I love Swan. Swan is really this month coming in about making honest decisions. And it's asking you to be more direct with yourself. There might be something you already know, but you've been weighing it, balancing it, trying to keep the peace around it. Again, you see, we're seeing a theme here. We're too much in our heads in the month of April. So, what I want you to watch out for, avoid decisions to maintain harmony. Don't over consider others' perspective. Don't feel stuck in your options. You can say yes sometimes when you actually mean no. So I want you to focus on the word no because it is a full sentence. Okay. And so your clarity is going to come from honesty that you're having this month with yourself, not from endless consideration. And Swan comes in representing that grace, that beautiful grace through your truth. So focus on that swan energy and that beautiful grace through truth because it's moving with elegance. It's always in alignment with its direction. That's just how swan moves. So make one clear decision this month. Speak your truth calmly and directly. Trust your first instinct and let go of overbalancing. So your affirmation for the month is going to be I trust myself to choose what is right for me. I trust myself to choose what is right for me. So, Libra, peace doesn't come from avoiding decisions, it's going to come from making the right ones. All right. So, I'm going to leave that with you. And we are going to do Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, you got lizard. Oh, and I love lizard. Lizards freak a lot of people out. But lizard is also its energy for this month is about letting go of control. Okay. So April is bringing you into a deeper layer of trust, not in others, but in the process itself. And this is huge for you, Scorpio. So there may be something you've been trying to manage, to hold together, or to quietly control behind the scenes. And while that's often where you feel most powerful, this month is showing you a different kind of strength. The strength is in releasing your grip. So watch out for trying to anticipate or control outcomes. Don't hold on to something out of fear of the unknown. Don't focus on the emotional intensity beneath that surface because resistance to change that feels inevitable is not a good thing. So I want you to focus on, you know, that control is creating that tension. Whereas if you lean into the trust, that's going to create the movement. So Lizard comes in teaching us that adaptation and quiet regeneration, right? It doesn't force change. It adjusts, it calibrates and recalibrates and then releases what no longer is needed on its own timing. Think about when it does its shedding in a cyclical pattern. So there's wisdom in how it moves, awareness, responsiveness, and it's deeply connected to the environment. So, this is going to be your reminder that transformation doesn't always have to be intense to be powerful. So, let's focus on one situation unfolding without interference. I know that's going to be hard. Notice where you're gripping too tightly on something and just allow yourself to adjust instead of the need to control the outcome. That trust, those subtle shifts are going to be so powerful for you instead of expecting the dramatic change. So your affirmation is going to be I adapt, release, and trust the changes unfolding in my life. So, Scorpio, your power this month is in your ability to adjust, not control. Oof, that's a big one. So, I'm going to leave that with you. Now, Sagittarius. Let's pull a card for you. Ooh, I do love this. Hawk, one of my favorites. Now, Hawk for April is coming in with a little bit different. A lot of times it's attached to deep spirituality, spirituality and being a messenger from the spirit world. But right now for April, for you, this is about grounding your vision. So I want you to think about how phenomenal a hawk's vision is. You are naturally being pulled towards expansion. What is next? What is possible? This is your expansion for April. And April brings your focus back to what's already in motion. So we don't need to continue moving forward in the expansion on new ideas. What's already in motion? There's something here that doesn't need more vision. It just needs commitment. And Hawk comes in with the clarity through its perspective. Think of that vision. It sees the full picture, but it chooses that precise direction. This is where a lot of the animals, the birds of prey, are phenomenal. And so this is your reminder that you don't need more options. You just need to choose and move. Okay. Choose one direction, stay with it, complete something already started, and limit your distractions because you have so many competing priorities. And if we can get that focused into one thing, it's going to be amazing for you for April. So the affirmation I'm going to give you is I focus my energy and I move forward with clarity. That's a powerful one. I focus my energy and I move forward with clarity. So Sagittarius, your momentum builds when your focus sharpens. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with you for April. Now, Capricorn, it's your turn. All right. You got Elk, which in this particular deck is aligned with nobility. But for April, this is really about defining your responsibility and redefining your responsibility. You've been carrying a lot and it's not all necessary. Think of the giant rack that the elk carries on its head. So April is inviting you to reassess what's truly yours to hold. And elk is also a lot about stamina. So it's representing that steady strength and sustainable leadership, right? Elk doesn't rush. It doesn't overextend. It moves with endurance and purpose. So elk is coming in this month as your reminder that strength isn't about carrying everything. It's about carrying what matters. So I want you to release one responsibility that isn't yours. Focus on long-term stability over short-term pressure. This is a big one because a lot of us tend to focus on that short-term pressure and it adds so much unnecessary stress that we don't need. And we want you to conserve your energy. All right. So the affirmation that I'm going to give you is I carry only what is aligned and sustainable. So, Capricorn, your strength is in your steadiness, not your workload. All right. Aquarius, it's your turn. Okay. And you got cat. Now, cat energy often comes up with a lot of independence, but the other energy that's aligned to cat is returning to yourself, which is very similar to independence. And April is gently bringing your focus forward around that because you often live in ideas, in future thinking and the collective. But this month is about reconnecting with your own internal state. Okay. Cat represents that. They represent self-trust. They represent independence and inner awareness. A cat moves on its own terms, quietly, confidently, and without external validation. Very powerful animal. So, this is your reminder that you don't need to look outside yourself for direction. You need to spend time alone without distraction. Check in with your own needs before others and trust your instincts. You see the theme coming through a lot of the readings today, putting ourselves forward, putting ourselves first for April. So, the affirmation I'm going to give you is I trust myself and I move in alignment with my own rhythm. So, Aquarius, everything becomes clearer when you come back to yourself. So, focus on cat energy for the month of April. Now, last but not least, we have Pisces. Oh, I like this one. So you got frog. Now, frog energy, Pisces, usually comes in around prosperity, around luck, but the energy I'm picking up right now around frog is about anchoring your sensitivity. So, Pisces, you have always felt deeply, and that's your strength. But April is saying to you, you know what? I need you to stay grounded within that sensitivity. So instead of drifting away from it, the frog is coming in and representing that emotional clearing and renewal. Frog moves between worlds, both water and land, right? So teaching you how to feel deeply without becoming overwhelmed is frog's focus for April. This is your reminder that you can move through emotion without losing yourself in it. So I want you to release what feels emotionally heavy. I want you to create space to process without avoidance. That's a huge one. A lot of us like to avoid. I want you to ground yourself in simple routines because this is going to be game changer for you for the month of April. So the affirmation I'm going to give you is I allow my emotions to move through me with ease and clarity. I allow my emotions to move through me with ease and clarity. So Pisces, your depth is going to become your strength when it's grounded and it's supported. So as we move through April, what becomes clear is that this isn't a month about doing more. So I'm going to leave that with you, Pisces. And for everyone that's been listening, I want you to focus on April's really about becoming more intentional with how you move, what you carry, and where you place your energy. Each of these messages is not an invitation, not something you have to force, fix, or figure out all at once. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Let the rest settle, and just trust that's what meant for you will continue to reveal itself with the right timing. So I want to thank you all for being here with me today and listening to this podcast. And until next time, Tara and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for this month's Essential Spirit Scopes.
We hope these insights guide you with clarity and purpose for the month.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected.
And share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, trust your intuition.
And the wisdom Spirit brings your way. See you next month on Spirit Scopes.